Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Go Home Show for Monday Night Raw as we inch closer and closer to the first ever Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. And tonight, Shane McMahon teams up with Ricochet to take on Shawn Michaels and Dolph Ziggler. And if you guys are new to the series and do not know what's going on at this exact moment, there for the longest time, HBK was the general manager for multiple months, over 6 months to almost a year, honestly feels like. But when Vince McMahon would step down and retire, Triple H would take over. Triple H at that time wanted new GMs, wanted a fresh look on everything, so Shane McMahon was the first person he called. Well, Shane was there for almost a month or so, and then Shane, from what we understood and what we were told, Shane was going to be not here on Raw anymore. So Triple H got a hold of Shawn Michaels, and he named Shawn Michaels the new general manager, bringing him back to Raw. And then Shane would show back up and saying, "Hey, that's completely false. Where are you getting this from?" And Triple H is saying, "You know what? Instead of this being a big drawn-out thing type of thing, we're going to have you earn it back. Shawn will pick somebody, Shane will pick somebody, and the winning superstar that you represent will become the Raw General Manager permanently." So Shawn Michaels, as of right now, is still the Raw General Manager, but if Ricochet defeats Dolph Ziggler at the Clash of the Castle pay-per-view, Shane McMahon will become the permanent Raw General Manager. But if Dolph Ziggler defeats Ricochet, then Shawn Michaels will continue to be the Raw General Manager. So, very interesting thing. And if you guys got confused with what I said whatsoever, just go back and watch the previous episodes of Monday Night Raw. As there is the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, ladies and gentlemen. And when Shawn Michaels became general manager, there was a lot of big things that he had to deal with dealing with the NWO trying to take over, and then you had the Judgment Day start building up some big things on Raw type of thing, and then they got drafted over to SmackDown. But Shawn, it's one of those things where it seems like when one thing happens, another big thing happens. It was just one of those things where you had to kind of deal with deal with one thing having to deal with another. That's what WWE is. It's all about keeping you on your toes, and that's what he brought. But tonight, it's a big-time matchup. Just get a little preview of what's going to be coming this Saturday at the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. Sold-out venue there in Cardiff, Wales. And we'll see what ring shape HBK is and Shane McMahon. HBK, if I remember correctly, his last matchup was at Survivor Series. If I do remember correctly, that was when it was Team Raw versus Team NWO. And now here comes the show-off. Former United States champion here in WWE. He's the United States champion there on SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler can put on some great matches for sure. And I think this is a lot of comparisons, obviously, between HBK and Shawn Michaels throughout the years, especially with Dolph Ziggler. He loves to do the super kicks and all that stuff like that. So, and Dolph Ziggler, when he calls himself the show-off, he believes it. It's not some moniker, some random thing he came up with. He believes it. And especially with how he wrestles in the middle of that ring, you could definitely say that he's a main event superstar. You could use him at anywhere you want. Top of the card, bottom of the card, middle of the card, anywhere, Dolph Ziggler can bring it to you. But it looks like we're going to have Shawn Michaels and Shane kick us off here. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And no, Shane. Big haymakers to Shawn Michaels. And I wonder if Shane, we never heard from Shane after what we heard from Shawn Michaels. You guys missed it. After Shane talked to Triple H backstage, Shawn would come running up talking to Triple H, and Triple H would say that, yeah, we got Vince McMahon out of WWE, now to take down another McMahon, and that being Shane now. So it'll be very interesting to see how it's going to be fair if Shane McMahon will be actually the Raw General Manager coming up Saturday night. If if Ricochet can defeat Dolph Ziggler, or if somehow, some way, Dolph Ziggler will be able to beat Ricochet and Shawn Michaels will stay your permanent Raw General Manager. Oh, big haymaker, big clubbing forearm strike. And now here comes the show-off, Dolph Ziggler. And for Shane McMahon, he definitely knows what Dolph Ziggler brings to the table, because when Dolph was on SmackDown, Shane McMahon was your commissioner there on SmackDown. So Shane should know the ins and outs of the Kent State Hall of Famer, Mr. Wrestling himself, Dolph Ziggler, as Shane is in trouble right now. Shawn Michaels looking to put some work in right now, try to put away Shane at this very moment. As he's going to try to go for a DDT, it seemed like, but Shane McMahon with those gut punches. And like I said, we're just getting a little taste of Clash at the Castle, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. With, a bunch of matches. We're going to see Alexa Bliss, the #1 contender to the Raw Women's Championship. She'll be in action against Candice LaRae. Candice LaRae, we have not seen her in a while, but she is back, which is great to see. Candice LaRae will be in action. As well as Drew McIntyre, Mr. Money in the Bank. He takes on Bronson Reed. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Cannot wait to see how that fares as McIntyre gets himself ready for that big-time championship matchup when Drew McIntyre takes on Kevin Owens for the $1 Million Championship. Also, we got a non-title matchup later on tonight, one-on-one contest. Johnny Gargano takes on Giovanni Vinci of Imperium, as well as a big-time main event that very well could be. I'm glad it's a main event of Raw, but it literally could main event a pay-per-view. It is champion versus champion in your main event tonight. Gunther, your United States champion, who will be defending his United States Championship coming up this Saturday, as Ricochet here. Beautiful maneuver there, little shades of The Rock with loading that up there. But like I mentioned, Gunther defends his United States Championship in this Saturday in a fatal four-way matchup, as it's going to be AJ Styles, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Gunther in that United States Championship matchup. And Bray Wyatt, a man that has been bent on destruction. He has taken out all of the New Day. I don't know if Big E's going to be 100% heading in to that championship matchup, but Bray Wyatt tonight is your Universal Champion. He will be taking on Gunther. And I don't know if you necessarily want to call it a dream match, but this is the first time ever, so I'm very curious to see how that's going to work out. As HBK taking out Shane McMahon after McMahon was doing a little bit of a sharpshooter there. Oh, a little bit of a drop kick there from Shawn. As both these legends going at it. Oh my goodness, brutal DDT there, and another match I'm actually looking forward to tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Seth frickin' Rollins, the man that we mentioned will be in the United States Championship matchup coming up this Saturday. He's taking on Ilja Dragunov. It's going to be very curious how that's going to be, and especially with these younger superstars. We have King of the Ring coming right up, right after the Clash at the Castle, as, hold on a minute, with that elbow drop, but Shawn kicks right out. But like I mentioned, King of the Ring is the next pay-per-view coming up here in the men's division, as well as Queen's Crown tournament will be happening the same time, same pay-per-view, same night. We are going to find out who the winner of the Queen's Crown and the King of the Ring tournament coming up in just 5 weeks' time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be awesome. And the winner of the King of the Ring tournament and the Queen's Crown tournament gets a women's title shot, or men's title shot, obviously, as well. As, tuning up the band here, Dolph Ziggler. Super kick, no, Ricochet. Ricochet awkwardly getting out of the way, but he's able to do it one way or another. It's a fisherman suplex there from Ziggler. Now Ziggler, zigzag out of nowhere. A little taste of what's to come, possibly, as Shane breaks it up though. And Ziggler doing the right thing, trying to take out Shane, because if he takes out Shane, he might be able to very well put away Ricochet and get himself a quick win here. I know Ziggler going to toss Ricochet into the corner. Maybe try to get a tag. Yes, he does. Let's see what the Show-Off and the Heartbreak Kid have in store here. See if we can build up some momentum heading into this Saturday's pay-per-view. Like I mentioned, the King of the Ring tournament is one of the best tournaments because it's one of those things where you have these superstars that necessarily, hold on a minute, elbow drop, that's vintage Shawn Michaels, and oh, Shane breaking it up there, and oh, sweet chin music to Shane. Shane is down and out. The referee is down and out. We get a tag. I don't know if the referee will see it necessarily, but he doesn't have a problem with it. A super kick there to Ricochet. Shane's down. Ricochet's down. Referee slow to the count because she got hit with it, and Shane's able to break it up because of what Shane did to inadvertently hitting the referee there. But I think Dolph Ziggler wins this matchup if the referee wasn't slow to the count there. Drop kick there from Ricochet, the ever impressive Ricochet. One of the best records in the terms of win-loss records here in WWE, and surprisingly, he has not won a championship. And I think for Ricochet, it's just, in terms of Ricochet, I feel like, you know, he can't win the big one necessarily in the terms of, you know, getting those #1 contenders matches and everything like that. So you can win all the matches you can, but you gotta make that next step. And that means moving up the chain, maybe be a little bit more aggressive in the terms of what you do in the middle of a match. And I'm not saying anything bad about Ricochet's moveset or anything like that, but I don't know, maybe at certain times he's got to be more aggressive. I don't know, but Ricochet's going to have to figure out something. This man is definitely going to get a championship here soon, I would think, as Ricochet being busted wide open, I believe. Can't really see. Oh, you have the right eye there being busted open a little bit. Uh-oh. Submission hold here to Ricochet. Gonna stretch him out here. Referee right there in the face of Ricochet just to make sure. And look at Ziggler. He's saying, "You're down and out, bud." Oh, that's a little bit of a zigzag there, right on the ropes there. And now HBK gonna get tagged in the ring. Both Ricochet and Shane are down and out. And I wonder if Shane is starting to realize maybe Ricochet wasn't the right opponent, or maybe, you know, Ricochet's realizing maybe he wasn't the right man. You never know. So it looks like both sides are going to go at it here. Shawn Michaels going to take out Shane. Ricochet just took out Ziggler moments ago. So it is breaking down very, very fast. And I think these superstars are trying to do everything in their power as Ricochet. Able to hit HBK enough, but I think Ricochet's hurting a little bit too much as well. As HBK getting himself back inside the ring here. Ricochet coming right after Dolph, but Dolph tosses Ricochet back in the ring. HBK all fired up right now. Feels like he may be moments away from putting away Ricochet. Ricochet trying to get a tag. Shane trying to get Ricochet to get him over in the corner there. Oh, both men missing out on what they were trying to do. Didn't really work out in their favor. And now Shawn with a brutal DDT, spiking him on his face. And look at that blood. That blood is aggressively dripping down the face. That is not going to be feeling too good whatsoever. Uh-oh. And now Shawn, it is his turn to tune up the band. Can Shawn hit it? Yes, he does. HBK with the sweet chin music. But Shane McMahon's able to break it up. Back and forth we go. Shawn and Dolph have looked great tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They brought their A game and looked tremendous. As a vintage elbow drop there from Shawn. Is that enough? 2. No! Shane breaks it up at the very last second. Very close. Ricochet and Shane just cannot figure it out. You got two contrasting styles with, you know, HBK and Shawn Michaels, and then you got, I mean, you could definitely say Ricochet and Shane can definitely go high risk and everything like that. Is Ziggler with this like a sleeper hold here? Could this be enough? Yes, he is. Ziggler makes Ricochet tap out. Ziggler stopping Shane from attacking HBK there, but it looks like we definitely got a little preview of what's coming up this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Ziggler makes Ricochet tap out, but it's gonna be a whole different ball game when it turns into a singles matchup right there. Ziggler making Ricochet tap out via the sleeper hold. Big win for Shawn Michaels and Ziggler. Who do you guys think is going to be the permanent Raw General Manager? Will Shawn Michaels or will it be Ricochet? Or I should say Shane McMahon, pardon me.
And here he comes.
We are back now, and this is going to be a hard-hitting match for sure. Bronson Reed being accompanied by the United States Champion Austin Theory. Big-time Bronson Reed versus Drew McIntyre. Will be Claymore Country tonight, or will it be time for a tsunami to hit? It's Bronson Reed with the most devastating frog splash from up top there, known as the tsunami. This big man, he's known as the insurance policy for Austin Theory, and he has definitely helped out the career of Austin Theory, not just the tag team actions, but in singles action as well. And we'll see if this coming Saturday Austin Theory can become United States Champion. It's going to be hard. Gunther has been on a tear as United States Champion, but it doesn't mean that Gunther can't, walk out with the United States Championship. Or even get pinned, and honestly, because with just so many things going on in that matchup, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Gunther, you don't even have to be pinned. Three of those other superstars can pin each other. As there is Mr. Money in the Bank. When will Drew McIntyre decide to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase? He told everybody that he plans on not cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase for a very long time. He has his sights on other championships, and obviously we know at that time it was $1 million championship that he was coming after, and he did briefly hold on to that $1 million championship until the main event, where Drew McIntyre would lose to, or I should say, Kevin Owens actually would win it back the next night. But McIntyre definitely has that experience, because McIntyre would beat Kevin Owens there at the pay-per-view. But we'll talk more about Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre later on in the night, as well as into this matchup. But look at that, the strength and power of Bronson Reed, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best superstars in the terms of the strength, the power. Definitely has that agility part from time to time, as well as for a big man. And McIntyre, when you face a man like Bronson Reed, you don't want him hitting too many powerful maneuvers on you, especially with the pay-per-view coming up later on in the week. It's not definitely what you want, especially a frog splash like that. Oh my goodness, especially to the ribs. We know how dangerous Kevin Owens can be. It's Bronson Reed all fired up right now, telling McIntyre to get up to his feet. Oh my goodness! A suicide dive from the big man, Bronson Reed, laying out all the stops in this matchup as another splash to the ribs. If McIntyre takes too many of these, I would honestly say Kevin Owens may very well get an easy win coming up this Saturday. That's something I don't want to say. Just how dangerous Bronson Reed is. Could injure Drew McIntyre. And now Bronson Reed again, just dominating this matchup. McIntyre cannot get anything going. Bronson Reed has been on the offensive from the get-go. And when you have a man like Bronson Reed doing suicide dives for a man his size, that is quite remarkable. It makes it look so easy. And oh no, not again, not again. Bronson Reed, another frog splash, but no, this time McIntyre saw it coming. Thankfully for him, because going to the well too many times, it cost Bronson Reed, but I think for McIntyre, if he would have hit that on him once again, I think you could start counting the sheeps, because it would be over for McIntyre. Not sure what. Oh, going for the Glasgow kiss. Bronson Reed impressively catching that. I don't think I've ever seen that. A superstar catching the Glasgow kiss. And now Bronson Reed. Oh my goodness. What a neck breaker. No, no. If Bronson Reed hits this, this is game over. Tsunami. This has to be it. 2. Oh, 2.5. Are you kidding me? How in the heck is Bronson Reed not putting away McIntyre? Big shoulder tackle, taking down Bronson Reed. This is where McIntyre needs to figure out and try and put him away here. Big clothesline puts down Bronson. And now Bronson Reed, he's going to take his time. He doesn't have to go after McIntyre. Bronson Reed knows that he has the number of Drew McIntyre in this whole matchup. And this is a pivotal time in this matchup for Drew McIntyre. He needs to put him away, or at least figure out something. As, oh, look at this, a Kimura lock. A Kimura lock there, middle of the ring. Will Bronson Reed have to tap out? As he's able to roll out. How much damage was done, though, as an STO takes down McIntyre. But that's pure adrenaline, as he's able to get up quite fast. McIntyre able to reverse there. This is where he needs to kick it in here. Big elbow takes down the big man. And don't look at Austin Theory. The cocky, ever confident young man. And Bronson Reed makes McIntyre pay. And Reed gonna try to rub it in the fans' face there. But now, a beautiful side slam there. And now McIntyre gonna try to make Bronson Reed pay for taunting the crowd. Yes, he does. Future Shock DDT. No, what is McIntyre going to go high risk? He doesn't need to go high risk. Going for the leg drop. It cost him, and he gets run in by the big man. And for McIntyre, I think he cost himself this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, as he gets hit with the Samoan drop. Man, this is not something you want to take, as now McIntyre in a bad way, but oh, strong kick out. McIntyre's a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. He's had one of the best years of any of the superstars. Former WWE champion, former Mr. Money in the Bank, first ever King of the Ring. Drew McIntyre has had an impressive last year, I should say. Like I mentioned, I should say. Former $1 million champion. Now he's Mr. Money in the Bank. Bronson Reed, another suicide dive. Oh my God. Bronson Reed, he's not a high flyer, but I mean, he can pull him out when he needs to with the best of the best. He is coming out with one of the best wrestlers that we have here on Monday Night Raw, and he's taken them to the limit. And that's what you love to see with a lot of these superstars, ladies and gentlemen. These superstars are, putting each other to the limit. Especially if you want to be a big-time champion, you have to do that. Big clothesline from Bronson Reed. Look at that big cut on the forehead there of McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's in trouble here. Bronson Reed connects with a spine buster. Another pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough to put away the Celtic Warrior? No. Or I should say the Scottish Psychopath, pardon me. Oh no. Bronson Reed. Tsunami again. This has to be it. 2, 3, it is. Bronson Reed. A tremendous performance tonight against Drew McIntyre. Bronson Reed was just one step ahead of Drew McIntyre all night. Just a bunch of splashes. He knew what kind of game plan he wanted to do. He came out and executed it against one of the best. It's not what McIntyre wanted to deal with, but he sure had to deal with the loss tonight. We'll see if he can rebound coming up this Saturday. Bronson Reed continuing to go crazy right now. And wait a minute. Oh God. No, Bronson Reed. Don't do this. This ain't good. Bronson Reed with a crossbody there to Drew McIntyre. What in the hell? I know, not another splash to the midsection. I don't see Drew McIntyre being 100%. And Bronson Reed, the insurance policy, doing anything that Austin Theory wants him to do. And Bronson Reed, he's his own man, but certainly what he's about to do is his own. And I'd love to see where the hell Kevin Owens is at. Maybe try to save out Drew McIntyre, as McIntyre has been laid out again by Bronson Reed here. Wait a minute, it is your $1 million champion, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens here to save the day from the monster Bronson Reed. Drew McIntyre, I don't see him being at 100%. And no, Owens is dropping everything. He doesn't care. And now, here comes Kevin. Bronson Reed waiting for him to come back in. Here we go. Here comes Kevin Owens. Oh, big title to the face. And now, here comes Kevin Owens. DDT right on the $1 million championship. And now look at Owens. Beautiful stunner there. Putting it right in the place of Bronson Reed. Kevin Owens is sick of having to deal with Bronson Reed and Austin Theory, trying to focus on Drew McIntyre. And now, pump up powerbomb. Crowd telling Kevin Owens to do it one more time. I don't know if he'll do it for him or not. It's over the top. Kevin Owens goes. So Bronson Reed may have met his match tonight, because he's running into Kevin Owens here. And now, oh my goodness. Right. And referee doing the right damn thing, running out there. Oh my goodness. That is certainly not going to be feeling the best. And now again right into the barricade. Well, this ain't good. What in the hell is Kevin Owens thinking here? Uh-oh. High risk, high reward situation for Owens with an axe handle. That certainly is not going to be feeling good for Reed. Oh my goodness. Beautiful clothesline there from Owens. And now, what is going on in the prize fighter's mind here? Oh my goodness, right off the legs. Like I mentioned, this is probably not the best time for Kevin Owens. As you can see, our ring crew was able to put the table up, thankfully, after getting McIntyre out of here. This is just horrendous, though, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of what Bronson Reed did to Drew McIntyre, but now Owens beating the living crap out of Bronson Reed, the best that he can anyway. And now look at this stunner one more time. Kevin Owens laying waste to Bronson Reed, but it's a little bit too little, too late, as Drew McIntyre was laid out by Bronson Reed. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and here comes Candice LaRae. Like we mentioned, we haven't seen Candice LaRae in a little bit, but she is back here on Raw. We're going to start getting a lot of these superstars back here in the next little, maybe a couple weeks or so, and it's good to see Candice LaRae back. We're getting Mia Yim back as well. Good things are coming for Monday Night Raw, hopefully. Especially with the big trade that we recently had, sending 4 big-time superstars over to NXT. So we'll see how Cesaro, Samoa Joe, Sting, and Keith Lee are all going to fare over there. But, you know, it's one of those things that Raw's going to have to deal with. I think, honestly, with the roster that they have, it's going to be plenty to really choose from, especially in the terms of the King of the Ring tournament. Superstars are going to have to kind of step up to the plate. your typical superstars and won't be here on Raw anymore. So, you know, especially with the King of the Ring, we'll find out after the Clash at the Castle. We'll get some news going for sure. Who exactly will represent the Monday Night Raw side and all be in the tournament. As there's going to be 8 superstars from Raw, 8 superstars from SmackDown, and the winner of the King of the Ring will get a championship opportunity at the next pay-per-view. As here comes Alexa Bliss. She is part of the Wyatt family here on Monday Night Raw. Herself, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, and Bray Wyatt. It's a star-studded Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt hasn't even needed, honestly, the rest of his family as of late. He's kind of letting them do all his, kind of letting everybody else do their own thing in the Wyatt family, but also with what, you know, what Bray Wyatt's been doing, taking out Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston last week, and then this week, I don't know if Big E's here tonight, but hopefully not. Hopefully he's just going to get an early flight to Cardiff, Wales, as the referee rings the bell. But, you know, this whole women's division, man, it's going to be very interesting, especially when it comes to King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown tournament. If Candice LaRae can pick up a win over Alexa Bliss and kind of get in the good favors of Shawn Michaels. I'm not saying that she isn't already, but, or I guess Shane McMahon, whatever. It's going to be walking out with the permanent Raw general manager duties, but just in the terms of showcasing your skills, and you know, there's a decent amount of women here in the roster. Obviously, there's more than 8 women on this roster, so it'll be very interesting to kind of see who will be chosen for the Queen's Crown side, and especially the King of the Ring tournament side as well for the men. As a Hurricane Rana missed there by Alexa Bliss, and she connects with a frog splash there. And for Alexa Bliss, she needs to pick up a big win tonight so she can get ready for her big championship defense. Alexa Bliss is a former Raw Women's Champion here in the series. Alexa Bliss knows how to win the big one. But will she be able to do it this Saturday over a woman that's been clicking on all cylinders, that being Bianca Belair? Personally, I think this is going to be one of the toughest tests that we're going to see for Bianca. Bianca's, ever since WrestleMania, winning that Money in the Bank briefcase, has defeated Bayley. She has defeated Charlotte. But, you know, anything is going to be very well possible when it comes to that stuff. So, look at these haymakers there from Alexa Bliss right there in the face of nose. A little bit of a cheap shot there with that slap. As now Alexa Bliss looking to go high risk here. Twisted Bliss there to Candice LaRae in the middle of that ring. Is that going to be enough? Referee in position. 2, 3 it is. Alexa Bliss putting short work in that matchup against Candice LaRae. Alexa Bliss with a big win. Big knees to the ribs there, leading to the Twisted Bliss there from Alexa Bliss. Big win for Alexa Bliss, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see if she can walk out with that Raw Women's Championship. Now we get ourselves a little preview of coming up this Saturday in the Raw Tag Team Championship division, as Giovanni Vinci will be taking on Mr. Johnny Wrestling, former WWE Champion and former Raw Tag Team Champion. Last week here on Monday Night Raw, we saw Mr. Ludwig Kaiser take on Dexter Lumis last week, and Dexter Lumis pick up the win. So we'll see if Giovanni Vinci can pick up a massive win for his career and knock off Johnny Gargano.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Gunther wouldn't be out here, but he has a big-time matchup, a non-title champion versus champion match, when Gunther takes on Bray Wyatt later on tonight in your main event of the evening. 2 big dudes going at it tonight. Let's kind of see who's the better champion, you could really say. I mean, with how Gunther has been as of late, running through everybody, I don't know how it's going to fare when you run into a unstoppable force or I guess I don't know what you would call him, unstoppable force, an unmovable object. But whatever you want to call Bray Wyatt, he's one of the most devastating superstars we've had in recent time, especially after the Royal Rumble, when he wasn't able to win the Royal Rumble. Adam Cole won the Royal Rumble, but Bray Wyatt, he would eventually get his opportunity when Adam Cole would choose Johnny Gargano at that time, who was WWE Champion. Bray Wyatt would set his eyes and focus on Roman Reigns and get his opportunity at any means necessarily. And if that meant going after The Rock, the SmackDown General Manager at that time, he did that, got his opportunity, beat The Rock night 1, defeated Roman Reigns for night 2 for that Universal Championship. So it's definitely earned, as there is Johnny Wrestling making his way down to the ring, former WWE Champion, like I mentioned, won it at the Elimination Chamber, will go on to WrestleMania main event, WrestleMania, and take on Adam Cole, where Adam Cole would defeat Gargano. Gargano and Adam Cole, they had a brief, or I guess a long history there on NXT, going back and forth within the NXT Championship. But you know, Gargano's gone through a lot here in WWE so far, from NXT Tag Team Champions to NXT Champion to Raw Tag Team Champions with Austin Theory, and then eventually becoming WWE Champion. And now, coming up this Saturday, he wants to walk out again with the Raw Tag Team Championships, this time with Dexter Lumis. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Gargano and Giovanni Vinci. And when you think about Imperium, when Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser, when you think about those superstars, you might think, you know, they're better as a tag team, but in singles action, from what I've seen, they've been quite impressive. Yes, they lost last week in the one-on-one contest against Dexter Lumis, but they're not just a tag team. They can definitely well handle themselves in singles action. Let's see what Giovanni Vinci can do against the former WWE Champion, though. And especially picking up a win over a man like Johnny Gargano, that would do great things for his career. Now Vinci has Gargano up. What is he thinking? And some snake eyes. Oh, right there, right in between the eyes. Yeah, certainly not going to feel good, and neither will that. Big boot to the face from Gargano. Over the clothesline. Boom! What a German suplex. Dropping him on his head, and now Giovanni Vinci with all the momentum. But Gargano going to try to get back in the matchup here slowly but surely. Springboard DDT, spiking him right on his head. That's vintage Johnny Gargano right there. And imagine this Saturday if The Way can knock off Imperium and become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. What would that do for Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis? It would be the first ever championship in Dexter Lumis' career. But I think Imperium's going to be way too much for Gargano and Dexter Lumis. And I would love to be wrong, but just with how good Lumis, or how Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser are, I think it's just going to be way too much. But certainly I definitely could be wrong. Wait a minute. Let's see what Vinci has here. Oh, the spinning powerbomb. That may be enough to put away Mr. Wrestling. And it is. Impressive win by Giovanni Vinci tonight. If you're Gunther, you gotta love what you saw tonight from Giovanni Vinci. Look at that spinning powerbomb, that set out powerbomb. And it was all she wrote. Quite fast to put away a former WWE champion. Gunther loves that for sure, and hopefully, I'm sure he's gonna hope to have that same outcome tonight in the main event against Bray Wyatt. Now, if you're looking for a show stealer match for tonight, you are certainly going to get it right here, right now. Ilja Dragunov versus Seth Rollins. First time ever here in WWE. Ilja Dragunov, man, he's so brutal in the middle of the ring. Didn't have the best career there in NXT, but with the change of scenery, Shawn Michaels was hoping that it'd be a little bit of a different outlook, because he just knows how much potential that Ilja Dragunov has. He's put on some classics there in NXT, especially there with CM Punk. Ilja Dragunov, when he came in here to NXT, Ilja Dragunov came in there with CM Punk, was part of the group with the Punk Society. You had Ilja Dragunov, Karrion Kross, CM Punk. Eventually, after a couple months, it would dwindle down to CM Punk and Ilja Dragunov after Karrion Kross would basically learn that CM Punk was a false prophet. And then after that, after CM Punk won the NXT Championship, Ilja Dragunov was celebrating with him. CM Punk would lay out Ilja Dragunov, and all that power and everything like that went to the head of CM Punk. Ilja Dragunov did everything in his power to send a message to CM Punk, but Punk would be better than him every single time. But I think with Ilja Dragunov being here on Monday Night Raw, JD McDonough being here on Monday Night Raw, there's definitely a bright future for sure. And now here comes Seth frickin' Rollins, one of the 4 superstars that will be in that United States Championship matchup this Saturday at the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. Big time matchup here, man. I cannot wait. I know I keep saying it, but this is gonna be a banger. At least that's what I believe. These guys are, like I mentioned, first time ever matchup between these two, but I think, they get some time going. They have kind of feeling out process. I think, Ilja Dragunov definitely could knock off Seth Rollins before Rollins' big-time United States Championship matchup. But anything is possible, man. And for Rollins, I bet he's already got strategies, especially with everything coming up. But I think for Rollins, he's the architect. He comes up with all these plans. He should be all set. From Austin Theory, AJ Styles, and Gunther. Gunther's the one that beat him for that United States Championship a couple weeks back. So for Rollins, he wants to get that payback, and he probably wouldn't mind curb stomping Gunther to get that championship back at Saturday. As the referee rings the bell, Ilja Dragunov, Seth Rollins. Let's see how Ilja Dragunov will do here on the main roster. The crowd is still singing Seth Rollins' song. That is just how over Rollins is here. It's Ilja Dragunov just trying to quiet the crowd right now, trying to take it to Rollins. What is Ilja Dragunov trying to do here? Oh my god. He's going to coast early on. Barely going anywhere. And Ilja Dragunov pulling out the stops, pulling out the Shane McMahon maneuvers here. How crazy is that? Normally, like I mentioned, you wouldn't even see that until maybe towards the end of a matchup. But Ilja Dragunov saying screw it. He knows how big of a matchup this is. He needs to pull out all the stops to beat a man like Seth Rollins. Now Ilja, big knee to the ribs. And for Ilja Dragunov, I can kind of see where the strategy's going. Focus on the ribs area. We saw it with the coast to the coast, to the ribs/chest area, and then the knees to the chest and ribs again. So if I'm Rollins, you got to be very careful right now. I'd love to see Ilja Dragunov and Gunther get into the hardest hitting superstars that we have. They can dish out punishment and also take a ton of punishment back. Now Rollins with a gut buster right there. That's certainly not going to be feeling too good. Beautiful moonsault there from Rollins. He's going to start heating up here. Ilja Dragunov needs to be careful. And for Rollins, for him being a former WWE champion, former tag team champion, former United States champion, Rollins has done it all. There's a big crossbody taking out Ilja Dragunov. Ilja Dragunov seemed like he was trying to pander to the crowd a little bit there. Didn't realize Rollins was going to go for that over-the-top maneuver. But, you know, Rollins has held it all in the terms of big-time championships. No, he has not become Universal Champion or even held the Intercontinental Championship. But, I mean, it's one of those things where time will tell when that's going to happen. Big pinfall opportunity. Rollins able to kick out at the very last second there. Uh-oh. Ilja Dragunov, he's going to that place. Rollins could be in trouble here. Oh my goodness. Brutal flying headbutt. Just how dangerous Ilja Dragunov is. But it's still not enough. And look at Dragunov's face. He cannot believe it. And now this crazy Russian. He's going full cycle now. He's ready for Rollins to be down and out here. Crowd saying fight forever, and rightfully so. These guys are two of the best, honestly. Rollins bigger in the terms of being a main eventer, but Ilja Dragunov can certainly handle himself when he needs to. Oh, look at these big haymakers from Ilja Dragunov, and down goes Seth Rollins. Awkward landing, hitting the apron and then hitting that floor is not going to be feeling too good. And now Dragunov, imagine the win he can do. I mean, we've already saw a big win from Bronson Reed earlier on tonight, knocking off Drew McIntyre, a former WWE champion. Imagine how it would be for Ilja Dragunov, knocking off a man like Seth frickin' Rollins with a noticeable accomplishments in his career. Just because you do bad in one brand doesn't mean you can't change your career with going to another brand. Back inside the ring we go. Ilja Dragunov. What does he need to do to put away a man like Seth Rollins? Ilja Dragunov going to the well one more time with a flying headbutt. Bam! Moscow headbutt there from Ilja Dragunov. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Ilja Dragunov just had Seth Rollins numbered tonight. Very surprising. Big time matchup. And Ilja Dragunov showing Shawn Michaels or Shane McMahon why he should be in that King of the Ring tournament that starts next Monday night on Monday Night Raw. Who do you guys think should be in that King of the Ring tournament? Should Ilja Dragunov be in it? He had a strong showing against Rollins tonight, but will that be enough? Thanks for saving my life out there, Kevin. I do really appreciate it. Did come out there a little bit too late after I got decimated by Bronson Reed, but nonetheless, Kevin, I do appreciate you saving my life. I don't know if I'm going to be 100%, but I'm going to damn well be the best that I can in this very moment. No problem, Drew. I had to make sure that you didn't get too decimated to even make it to our even matchup coming up this Saturday at Clash of the Castle. I'm sorry I didn't get there soon enough, as my locker room obviously is on the other side of the arena, so it took me a little bit there, but I got there. I saved your butt, and obviously we need to make sure you're 100% for our matchup. Now, Drew, you don't owe me anything. Only thing you owe me right now is sending your ass back home and get yourself as healed up as possible and get to Cardiff, Wales, and where me and you are going to steal the show. Drew McIntyre versus myself, Kevin Owens, for the $1 Million Championship. We are going to steal the show, and the best man win. Big words between Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens backstage there. It seems like Drew McIntyre is going to have a lot of bruises for sure after that brutal beatdown that he got from Bronson Reed during the matchup as well as after the matchup. But thankfully, his challenger, Kevin Owens, was right there. Took him a little bit to get down there, but was able to save his behind. So we'll see how that match is going to go. I'm really looking forward to Drew McIntyre versus Kevin Owens. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be The Miz taking on Chad Gable. And with these matches, it's not just about, making a name for yourselves and kind of a brewing rivalry between Alpha Academy and Miz and Logan Paul. But if you think about it, honestly, you know, it's Alpha Academy, established tag team. Obviously, they a little bit more obviously established than Miz and Logan Paul. But when you think of Alpha Academy, they're on the brisk of being close to winning those tag team championships. It really feels like, you know, get them some big time wins. But Miz and Logan Paul, Miz is taking Logan Paul underneath his wing. So we'll see how it's going to be kind of faring in the terms of, will it be going anywhere? Will it lead to a dead end? It's, you know, time will tell. And for Miz, personally, my suggestion, obviously you want to be, I mean, a big-time superstar. I'm not saying he's not a big-time superstar, but when you're as egotistical as Miz can be, when you have a man that hasn't really wrestled too much in Logan Paul, you may tend to get frustrated. As now here comes the challenger, Chad Gable. And these four superstars, not only do they want to, you know, pick up a win tonight, Chad Gable, obviously, or Miz, but these superstars want to be in that King of the Ring tournament. The King of the Ring tournament will be starting next Monday night on Raw, post Clash at the Castle. Will we have any champions in the King of the Ring tournament? Will kind of be the future withhold for the Queen's Crown tournament and the King of the Ring. Time will tell, and I think we'll definitely get a big picture of what it's going to look like after Clash at the Castle. 13 big-time matches, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom, Raw and SmackDown. One of the best pay-per-views we have going to see in a very, very long time. But tonight it's all about the singles action. Alpha Academy versus the A-listers in singles action. Chad Gable versus Miz. This should be a pretty good wrestling matchup. You got a man, Chad Gable, that technical wrestling background. You get the A-lister Miz. You know, it's one of those things. Let's see how it goes. Referee rings the bell. Big time matchup between both of these men. Definitely different types of styles of wrestling. Miz very calculated on how he wrestles. Chad Gable, I'm not saying he's not careful, but he definitely goes out there with that technical wrestling ability. As Miz with a sleeper hold. Imagine if Miz puts away Chad Gable this early on in the matchup, as he stuns Miz there just for a mere moment. And if you guys are just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a heck of a night. We began Monday Night Raw with HBK and Dolph Ziggler picking up the win over Shane and Ricochet. Ziggler actually defeated Ricochet. And that could be the exact thing that we're going to see at this Saturday's pay-per-view. Ziggler may defeat Ricochet, and Shawn Michaels may be your permanent general manager. As hold on a minute, pinfall attempt, but Miz able to kick out. Also, we've already addressed the Bronson Reed-Drew McIntyre situation, where Bronson Reed defeated Drew McIntyre, but did not stop after the matchup. He would go on to beat him down, but then after the matchup, Kevin Owens would try to come down and de-escalated it by attacking Bronson Reed. And what we just heard moments ago, Drew McIntyre, or I should say Kevin Owens, told Drew McIntyre he wants him to go home, rest up, then get himself to Cardiff, Wales, and make sure that he's 100% as possible. So we'll see how that situation goes, as it's the $1 Million Championship matchup. Kevin Owens defends against Drew McIntyre, the Mr. Money in the Bank. There's now Chad Gable trying to slow down this matchup, trying to loosen up Miz as much as possible. Oh, Miz from behind now. Oh, brutal. Back suplex there, folding him like an accordion. For Miz, former Intercontinental Champion, former European Champion, brings those championship statistics to his game, especially when it comes to trying to be a mentor to Logan Paul and taking him underneath his wing. We'll see if it leads anywhere. Chad Gable trying to go with the superplex from up top here. Miz not going to have any of it as he pushes him down. And Miz not really known for high flying whatsoever. You may see it every once in a while when he feels like he needs to, but it's one of those situations Miz likes to keep his feet on the ground, and I don't blame him. That's now Miz. Has him up here. No, Miz. Releasing powerbomb over the top rope turning Chad Gable inside out, and just like that, the momentum goes fully to the Miz, and this might be game over. Miz, all you have to do is pin Chad Gable, I feel like. As Miz talking some major trash here. Oh, springboard. Axe handle, I guess you want to call it, or arm to the face, whatever. Very effective. Miz pulling out all the things as Miz taunting Chad Gable right now. This when you know Miz is going full cocky like that, you know he believes he has this game in the bag. As Chad Gable rolls out the ring, he knows that Miz has the momentum right now. He's trying to slow him down as much as possible as he hits him with that arm drag takedown of Miz. As we itch closer and closer to your big time main event, ladies and gentlemen, champion versus champion. Gunther, your United States champion, takes on Bray Wyatt, the Universal champion. One-on-one, a non-title match. This should be a big time matchup as Logan Paul has been a big help in this matchup by trying to get Chad Gable to look at him this whole time. Miz wasn't able to capitalize at that moment. So, uh-oh, wait a minute. We've seen this before. Chad Gable, the strength and power. Beautiful suplex. Is that enough to put away Miz? No. Miz kicks out at 2.5. Chad Gable trying to get the crowd behind him here. And now Gable, high risk, high reward situation. Gable, big elbow to the midsection. But again, Logan Paul getting involved. Come on, ref. Oh, no, Miz, skull crushing finale. And will Miz be able to steal a victory? Not like this. No, not. Referee in position. 2, 3. Miz with the help of Logan Paul tonight. Miz picks up a win over Chad Gable. This rivalry, you can tell it's not going to be going anywhere. Miz teaching Logan Paul all the tricks in the book, which is perfectly legal unless the referee decides to throw him out of the matchup. Logan Paul helps out his tag team partner, Miz, his mentor, and Miz picks up a big win over Chad Gable as we get ready for your big time main event between Gunther and Bray Wyatt.
Here comes the Austrian.
It is main event time here live on Monday Night Raw. Gunther, your United States champion, the man that defends his United States championship in a fatal 4-way at the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view, where Gunther takes on Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and AJ Styles. A match that is certainly going to be definitely up there with one of the best matches, if not the best match that we have on the card, representing Raw and SmackDown. We'll see how Gunther fares in that matchup, but tonight he gets a first ever matchup. Gunther takes on Bray Wyatt, the Universal Champion, a man that has been on a tear lately, taking out Xavier Woods, taking out Kofi Kingston last week, and it leads Big E. It's a simple numbers game that takes it to it being a one-on-one contest. If Bray Wyatt really wants to, he can add Buddy Murphy, he can add Aleister Black, he can add Alexa Bliss at ringside if he really wants to. But Bray Wyatt didn't need those 3 members a couple weeks ago in that Extreme Rules matchup when Big E took on Bray Wyatt. So the big question is, will the Wyatt family do the numbers game there?
This guy is ready for a fight.
As now here comes your Universal Champion, Bray Wyatt. He's been ever so dominant ever since WrestleMania. Not only defeated at that time the SmackDown General Manager, The Rock, that was night 1. Night 2, he knocked off Roman Reigns and became your Universal Champion. And ever since then, he's put away anyone in his path. Especially when Big E is trying to take that championship away. We know the rivalry. If you guys have not watched, are new to the series, make sure you guys go back and watch before WrestleMania, a couple months before WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt and Big E were at each other's throats beforehand. That's when, at that time, the Intercontinental Champion was the championship was around Big E at that time. But this time it's a whole different Bray Wyatt. I think Big E kind of snapped a new Bray Wyatt after Bray Wyatt couldn't take the Intercontinental Championship away. But big time matchup, Bray Wyatt and Gunther live here on Raw. Referee rings the bell, here we go. Big meaty men slapping meat in your main event. And for Bray Wyatt, he's one of those superstars that he can, I guess you could say both superstars, honestly, they can dish out punishment, but also withstand punishment as well. So it's one of those things that who in this matchup is going to be able to sustain more damage and still walk out of this matchup. Certainly both of these men won't be 100% for their championship matches this Saturday. But I mean, you could say honestly for Gunther's other competitors, they won't necessarily be 100%. That's Bray Wyatt with a big haymaker there. You know, Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins have had their own run-ins with Gunther recently. Look at this. Look at Bray Wyatt. Sit out powerbomb right there in the middle of the ring. Referee a little slow to the count, and only a 1 count for Bray Wyatt. And look at the United States Champion doing the right thing, rolling out the ring, but Bray Wyatt realizing he needs to stay on the United States Champion. Bray Wyatt definitely knows how dangerous Gunther is. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, what a power slam. For Bray Wyatt, you got to do those type of moves to a man like Gunther. Oh no. Bouncing him right off the announce table here. That certainly isn't going to be feeling too good whatsoever. Look at Gunther trash-talking Bray Wyatt as both men back inside the ring. My question is, for also big uncertainty is, you know, once they hit one of their big-time maneuvers, how are they going to react to it? Are they going to be able to withstand the damage or continue to go? Uh-oh. The trio woe, bad spot for Bray Wyatt. United States Champion Gunther has him right where he wants him. Just look at that big boot to the face, man. I'd love to know the size of Gunther's feet because that was crazy just how, especially for the throws. Oh, wait a minute. Bray Wyatt definitely knows this maneuver from Samoa Joe. These last couple of years, the Coquita Clutch, especially Walter, dealt with Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. Walter beat Samoa Joe. It's a big reversal there from Bray Wyatt off the ropes now. Going for that frog splash. No, Gunther moving out of the way. And still to come after your main event, actually, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio here tonight. There is a rope break. This is Gunther talking some mad trash here to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt being saved by the rope break. That only means Gunther is going to do some more damage to him. Oh, wait. Insecure to the back of the skull. Bray Wyatt now. Can he get something going? Oh, wait a minute. Mandible claw. Mandible claw. Mandible claw there to Gunther. Out of nowhere. That's just how dangerous Bray Wyatt is, ladies and gentlemen. And now, Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail out of nowhere. Will this be enough? Bray has to grab the carcass of Gunther. Pinfall opportunity. Will this be it? 2, 3. Yes, it is. Bray Wyatt with a big win over the United States Champion tonight here live on Raw. Bray Wyatt brings Gunther down a peg here on Monday Night Raw. A hell of a back and forth matchup. I'm very interested to see after that powerbomb from Gunther if he was able to, it not to be a rope break, would have that been a 3 count? But you know what? We didn't get to that spot. Bray Wyatt walks out with a massive win over Gunther, and Bray Wyatt will be heading to Clash at the Castle with a big-time matchup against Big E for the Universal Championship. Wait a minute, there's the #1 contender, Big E, Big E! He is sick of having to deal with Bray Wyatt. Bray took out Xavier and Kofi. And now, Bray Wyatt, who just took out Gunther. And now Big E looking to put a mud hole, stomping into Bray Wyatt here. He doesn't care what he has to do. He plans on sending a message here to Bray Wyatt. And now Big E. Big ending. Big ending from Big E. And just like that, massive, massive maneuver there from Big E. But oh, Big E's not done yet. I figured you might just try to send him a message here. Big E trying to taunt Bray Wyatt, trying to get him to see if he's playing possum there or not. I don't blame him. Oh, wait a minute, Big E. He's telling him to get up to his feet. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Trying to warm up his legs here. Trying to see what he really wants to do here. Big E with the upper hand over Bray Wyatt tonight to end Monday Night Raw. Not backing down from a fight whatsoever. No, wait a minute. Big E, he's actually going to want some more, but took too much time, but still it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Big clothesline there from Big E.
Big E is executing everything he wants.
Oh no, not a kendo stick. Oh, it's time to swing for the fences. Big E gonna make sure that he's not gonna be 100% into that matchup. We're gonna get all that revenge out tonight as he explodes that kendo stick right over the damn head of Bray Wyatt. Get him, Big E. Get him. Bray Wyatt deserves all of this, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. Big E again. Oh my goodness, a big ending. Again. Oh, the crowd's saying one more time, and I don't blame him. Big E is getting his revenge tonight. Oh my goodness. And Big E telling him to get back up to his feet. Oh, he's grabbing the steel steps right in front of him. Oh my goodness. Did you guys hear that? Right off the top of the dome, and I think Bray Wyatt is bleeding now. So Big E tosses him right into that LED barricade there, and yes, the blood is just flowing. Just flowing, and wait a minute, no, now Bray Wyatt with the reversal. No, Uranagi out of nowhere. Just when you thought, just when you guys thought Bray Wyatt was down and out, he gets just those magical powers, and all of a sudden, Big E is in trouble, and oh no, Bray Wyatt looking to bring his own steel steps here. Oh my goodness. And again, Bray just decimating Big E here. Oh, not again. He's not thinking about another one, is he? Oh my God, another one. Just when you guys, everybody had hope, but it gets thrown right out the window. Bray Wyatt takes out Big E. Big E tried, but ultimately, Bray Wyatt was too much tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And what bigger way to end Monday Night Raw after that big-time main event as we are having an official face-to-face between Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. It's only going to get worse tonight. Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. This all started when it was a #1 contenders tournament. And it all started where the Mysterios would lose to the Maximum Male Models. At first, it was supposed to be the Mysterios. It was supposed to be Mysterios versus the OC, but ultimately, we didn't get that. And wait a minute, Dominic's not waiting. What the hell? Gonna take out his own father. God damn it. Not like this. We're not even gonna get a face-to-face. Dominic coming right out of here. Coming right after his father. Come on. This is just horrendous. You gotta be kidding me. This disrespectful SLB is coming out here and taking out his own damn father like this. It's supposed to be a face-to-face, a man-to-man out there. And Dominic's coming out here and doing this to his own damn father. This is just stupid. brutal drop kick there from Dominic. It's Dominic again. A unprotected headshot there from Dominic Mysterio. Just when you thought maybe Dominic might be man enough to come out here and be with his dad. Nope, not possible. Dominic once again stepping to another low. This is... Oh, I feel bad for Rey Mysterio right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is just horrendous. Oh my goodness. That maneuver was like he owed him money or something. It's absolutely horrendous. And now, Dominic, this ain't good. This ain't good for Rey. It's like, oh my goodness. And now, oh my God. Man, this is absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And now Dominic, looking to send a damn message here. And now just tossing him on the announce table. Oh, bouncing his head off. Why not? Oh, not this again, Dominic. You've already sent your damn message. Systematic destruction of the Mysterios. Oh my God. Dominic Mysterio from up top again. This is horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. A face-to-face was scheduled to end Monday Night Raw, but Dominic has decided not to be participating in that. Whoa, what are you doing, Dom? It's not going to go down like this a second time. We all get it. You're frustrated with your dad. Everybody's been frustrated with their dad. But you know what? You want to have a match with your dad so damn bad, you're going to get it, and you're going to get it at the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. You want a big match? You just got it.